Hello and welcome to the Zach. What episode is this? 5? Yeah, welcome to the 5th episode of the 2nd season of the Gem City Gridiron Roundup podcast. As I am Scotch on the sidelines, your deputy commissioner. With me is Zach Stewart, the commissioner, and we also have a special guest live from the depths of the tundra of North Dakota, Mr. Lucas Stewart.
What's going on, guys?
The other half of the Lumberjack Symphony, for those of you who know. If you know, you know. All right, touch base from my house. Right now I got the ALDS going on one TV screen, and I'm waiting for the Heat game to start. I'm pretty excited for that, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that Heat game to get on myself.
Who you guys got?
I got Miami, of course.
I hope Miami wins. Bam's coming back tonight. Hopefully Jimmy doesn't have to murder himself in the paint to get the win again.
Right.
Yeah.
Duncan Robinson looks horrible though. Somebody needs to step up.
Oh,
Have you
Tyler.
Have you guys seen all those Danny Green memes? They're so bad. Oh, like he can't buy it. He hasn't been able to buy a bucket since he got in the bubble, and they're just memes of him just like practicing shooting bricks. Like,
can you send me one of those and I'll make?
Oh, they're all over the place, man. Like,
right.
It's like who would win in a 3-point shooting contest right now? Danny Green or Shaquille O'Neal? And it's like 7% choose Shaq. It's so bad.
All right, and with that, Zach, would you like to start with the word you learned last week, an IRL football games, or would you like to start with the matchups this week?
Let's start with the IRL.
For those of you who don't know and are 72 years old, like my friend Zachary Stewart, that is in real life. Go ahead, Zach. Oh, wait, no, hold on. Special guest Lucas Stewart. Did you get to watch any football this Sunday?
I watched them all. When I have work and football's on, I just sit there and just watch football all day.
So the more you work, the more football you get to watch.
I watch football regardless.
Do you watch the Thursday night game, Broncos-Jets?
Yeah, I watched the Thursday night game.
Break it down. Tell us what you saw.
Well, I wasn't watching it that close. It was more like background noise, and I kept looking at the score, but...
The only thing I know is that the Broncos won by 9, 37-28. Zach, did you begrudgingly watch it?
I actually did. I watched the first probably 2.5 quarters.
And then you fell asleep?
It was just so bad. It was just awful to watch. I couldn't watch it anymore.
All I know is Melvin Gordon went off. Yeah,
he had a really good game. It's good to see Jerry Jeudy get a little run. He's still not getting a lot of targets. He did catch an awesome pass. He definitely mossed somebody, and it was definitely highlight worthy.
I did see that catch. That was fucking nuts.
Yeah,
should have been an interception.
like I said, you got mossed.
It should have been an interception. That corner got his revenge, I believe, the next drive and picked off Ripien. But it was definitely it was a kicker game. A lot of kicker points.
That explains the weird-ass score. All right, Luke, which morning games would you like to talk about? 11 o'clock game.
Honestly, I haven't even looked at the schedule. I just know the Steelers are playing Philly.
No, from last week.
Oh, last week.
What you saw.
What I saw, I just seen none of my guys scoring. That's what I seen. It was some bullshit. Like I didn't get the memo they took the day off, or that Nick Chubbs was gonna get hurt in the first fucking half.
To explain, Luke did not play a Titan or a Steeler. His players just decided not to show up.
Yeah. I mean, I had Titans and Steelers. I had to put them on my bench because fucking Adam Humphries is spreading COVID, fucker.
I don't really think you get the opportunity to bitch quite as much this week because we had someone put up 71 points. We'll get to that later.
Yeah. It was
71 points.
Yeah, yep. It was weird. I lost my train of thought, but it was weird watching Oh, I was going that way. So when Cooper Kupp last year had a goose egg, I was like, Cooper Kupp had 2 bye weeks. Nobody knew he was going to take the week off. This week there was a lot of players. It was Calvin Ridley, the #1 wide receiver in fantasy. Just took a week off. Double, just 0.
He had like
Tyler
5.
Lockett.
Yeah, Tyler Lockett too.
Yep.
He fucked me.
I think Ridley had 5 targets.
Yeah, 5 targets, 0 catches.
0 catches.
I was watching a podcast today, and they had normally they do like Calvin Ridley, so many fantasy points. It said 0, and then normally it says like wide receiver like 8 or 9 or whatever. It said wide receiver. It just said wide receiver. It wasn't just not ranked.
You didn't score any points.
No points.
And Miami and Los Angeles has kicked off in the bubble down there in Orlando, for those of you keeping track.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now.
All right. Did anybody watch the Jaguars-Bengals?
I didn't see too many
Yeah,
highlights.
Joe Mixon went nuts.
Yeah. And Joe Burrow had a very nice game.
Yeah. I didn't watch a whole bunch of games. I actually just ordered the Red Zone package.
So you made your own fishbowl.
I did make my own fishbowl. So I was able just to watch all the games once they flipped to them. How the Red Zone works is basically anything. If the team's on the opponent's like 35 yards and in, they start putting the game on TV. So it's pretty cool. You get to watch a lot of teams play, and especially see how they function in the red zone. Then they go back to a lot of the competitive games, regardless if they're in the red zone or not. But I ordered that. I was very happy that I got it. So definitely be watching a lot more scoring drives, a lot of touchdowns.
Stop me if I've said this once before when describing the red zone, but I've listened to a couple interviews with Scott Hansen, and apparently the dude does not go to the bathroom the entire time.
That dude's a champ.
He
And
literally,
Siciliano,
yeah.
fucking Dumbo ears.
He probably
Have
just
you
stands
seen
there
his
cross-legged, like, okay, I just got to keep waiting. No,
Have you seen his ears?
Siciliano?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to look these up.
Well,
You're going to have to look it up. It's hilarious.
he's never on TV. They just keep flipping games.
Well, I mean, he's on when like halftime and
Yeah.
showing stats and shit in the beginning before the game start.
No, I enjoyed it. But going back to the Jags and Bengals, it was actually an entertaining ball game. I mean, a lot of scoring. DJ Chark got on.
2 touchdowns.
Yep, he got back into the end zone, and Minshew looked good. Bengals looked fine. Tyler Boyd's getting a lot of targets. Mixon looked amazing. Big game. So Burrow looks good.
You know what? I want to go back to that Jets Denver game.
Get after it.
I picked up Denver's defense, and then what does Darnold do? He is stopped for a sack and runs a 49-yard touchdown.
Mhm.
How bad does Denver's defense got to suck to let that happen?
They got a lot of injuries.
They're pretty bad.
I should have
All
never picked them up.
Browns, Cowboys. As I described to Zach, it was a true heartbreaker, although it really wasn't. Dallas had they should never have come back in that game. However, they did actually have a chance.
So, speaking of that game, I actually heard some analysis today, and they just completely torched Dallas. As much as Dallas made it a game in the second half, if anybody didn't see that, I put that in air quotes. First half offense, Dallas is like bottom 5 in first half offense. They are atrocious in the first half. All these fantasy points and everything is coming in a lot of garbage time because they're down because they're so conservative in the first half, and then they're just getting the shit kicked out of them. But their offense in the second half is obviously like one of the best offenses in the league, but they don't do it in the first half. I don't know what's going on where they can't do that in the first half, where they have to be so far behind to catch up. Like,
It's like the exact opposite of Atlanta.
yeah,
They're coming out hot first half and then completely shut down second half.
that's very. I would agree. That's pretty good.
That's great analysis there, Lucas.
Hashtag.
I just shared a something in the chat, Zach. If you want to pop that open on the share screen for the folks at home, just get us instant reaction. I had to use my internet, which is horrible on this computer. I have great internet, but my computer.
Do you want me to share my screen?
Yeah, share your screen with that link I just sent you right there.
It's funny that the internet at the house, if I have the internet on, my phone runs slower than if I didn't have it on at all.
Really?
I gotta click stop share first. I gotta open it up.
Yeah, open it up so that since we're gonna post this, go ahead and share your screen. Found the perfect Andrew Siciliano picture to represent how ginormous his ears are. I've never noticed that. I've seen this guy on TV.
He's the one that does the red zone?
Yeah.
No, it's different now.
Well, it's Scott Hansen.
Yeah, it's Scott Hansen.
No.
It's Scott Hansen. Siciliano works for NFL Network still, though.
Yeah, but he's not on red zone anymore.
He's on my red zone, though, because I got the Sunday ticket.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, okay.
He's still my red zone guy.
Okay.
All right. I was going to say, like, is he on the Canadian red zone or?
Right.
All right. Saints-Lions. Lions had a lot of garbage time points. The Saints look okay. They look great against bad teams, and they look kind of bad against good teams.
Does Stafford just refuse to throw it to Marvin Jones Jr.?
Yes, he does.
I think they're beefing in the locker room. Something happened.
He fucked his sister. Who knows?
I was just about to say that. He banged his cousin or something. I don't know.
The Lions look good. The Lions went up 14, I think 14-0, and then the Saints came back and said, okay, well, we're going to score 5 straight touchdowns. So
that's D breezy for you.
Mm-hmm. Man, look at that water jug. Funny enough, that's a normal sized jug. It's just that's how big Luke is.
It's a gallon jug.
Yeah, it's like a sippy cup for you.
Right.
Seahawks Dolphins. The Dolphins hung in this game a lot longer than they should have.
Yeah.
DK Metcalf is a man. The Dolphins secondary actually looked pretty good in this game. They shut down Tyler Lockett completely.
They did. Luke knows all about that.
Sons of bitches.
Chris Carson went off.
Yep, he's a man.
All right, any other analysis on that? I think we should move on. Buccaneers, Chargers. The Chargers had this game, and then they decided to piss it away to a 40-year-old man who throws a pick six every single game.
Tom Brady threw 6 touchdowns, just one to the other team.
Fuck TB12. That's all I gotta say. Next question.
All right, Ravens, Washington. That went the way we thought it was going to. Mark Andrews finally gets it going.
I do have one announced out of that game. So the Washington football team is destroying. I mean, the Ravens are destroying the Washington football team, and they pull Lamar Jackson, which is fine. They get in there, they put in RG3. They're on like the 2-yard line. First of all, you should be running the ball. They take a snap in the shotgun, and RG3 throws it like 50 yards on like 1st and 10, and gets picked off. I'm like, what are you doing?
Could you pull up that clip and play it for us here a little bit?
Like I was sitting there watching. They're like, we're going back to RG3's in the game, and it's in the end zone on 1st and 10. And he throws a pick. I'm like, give it to Dobbins, give it to somebody. Like,
did no one watch the Seahawks Patriots Super Bowl or what?
Like,
I
was like, I hope they come back and win. Like, I'm just like, this like that's ridiculous.
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 It's like that sometimes. That shit ridiculous.
I also had a little bit of vested interest because I was hoping they would put an RG3 and try to run J.K. Dobbins, which the Ravens hate J.K. Dobbins, by the way.
It wouldn't have mattered.
It wouldn't have mattered anyway, but I just still wanted to be at least a little right on J.K. Dobbins.
I could use a little Lamar Jackson garbage points.
That wouldn't have helped you either.
No, even if I would have put all my guys on the bench, I still would have lost.
That's a rough week.
I think I added it up. I still would have been short like 12 points or something like that.
Cardinals, Panthers. After, I think it was our second or third episode, I said how good the Cardinals were, and I could not wait to watch the NFC. What the fuck is going on with the Cardinals?
I don't know. It was real weird.
Lose by 10. But it was a lot worse than that in the game. They just come back at the end to make it a 10-point game.
Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins had like 7 catches for like 32 yards.
41 yards.
41.
I had like 11 points or something like that.
Yep. Vikings, Texans. The Vikings finally put their offense together like we saw in week 1. Still start your defenses against the Vikings for now. I think the Texans defense is pretty bad. So I think we can add the Texans defense to the list with the Seahawks, the Cowboys, and who are the other teams we said we'd start against? Doesn't matter who.
Yeah, Falcons.
Yep, Falcons, Seahawks, Cowboys, Texans. Start everybody.
Yeah. Other news about that game. The Texans finally fired Bill O'Brien.
Yeah,
It's done. Everyone can rejoice. Let's just move on. I read this one thing because Bill O'Brien has the same equivalent power as Bill Belichick, coach and GM. They're like, Bill O'Brien has Bill Belichick power with the resume of Marvin Lewis. Like,
who's going to be the coach now?
The interim coach is Romeo Crennel, another former Patriot.
Former of the Patriots and the Browns.
Yeah, so I believe he's the interim. They're giving the play calling duties back to the OC. So we'll see how that elevates or doesn't do anything for the Texans. They're like, oh, let's develop Deshaun Watson, but let's trade away DeAndre Hopkins.
Write them off. They're done. Send it. They're done.
Yeah, they're done.
0-4. Season's over. Write it off. Sorry, Houston.
Better luck. Never.
All right, Giants, Rams. Rams started to look bad again on offense. What the fuck, man?
I don't know. I mean, obviously I had a vested interest in the Rams this week. I went triple Rams stack. Did not work, obviously. Jared Goff had been a top 10 quarterback over the last 3 weeks. For some reason, just came back down to earth. Like, the whole offense was awful.
Except for Cooper Kupp.
He got bailed out with a 50-yard catch and run. It was only like
It was a nice play.
It was like a 10-yard slant.
It's a nice play.
I mean, yeah, all Cooper Kupp on that play. Jared Goff did nothing amazing on that play. But offense just looked like just stagnant, and maybe it was were they in New York?
It was in Los Angeles.
So it wouldn't make sense why the Rams were a little stagnant. They're at home.
I think they just underprepared because they were facing the Giants.
Playing the Giants. But the best part of that game, did you see the fight afterwards? Golden Tate, Jalen Ramsey, midfield after the game.
Really? They just duked it right out?
Went at it.
All right, I changed my mind. Pull up that clip.
Apparently, there's some beef between those guys. I guess Ramsey dated Golden Tate's sister.
He fucked his sister.
Well,
see, we just talked about that earlier.
They have 2 kids. They have 2 kids, and I guess in the offseason, she was about ready to deliver the second one, and I guess Jalen Ramsey, after he got traded over to Los Angeles, said peace and dumped her and started dating a stripper in L.A., and I guess they've been talking all offseason, and I guess they started throwing down after the game.
Jesus.
You got to go check it out.
Pull it up. We're going to watch it together.
I want to see that shit.
We'll watch it as soon as we come back from the break. As soon as we get done breaking down these games, we'll take a break. We'll come back to that clip, and we'll start the rest of the podcast.
Okay, I'll pull it up. I believe it was on Field Yates' Twitter, so it should be easy to find.
All right, Colts, Bears, Sunday night, snooze fest. Oh, wait, was it Sunday night?
No,
it wasn't Sunday night. I don't know what the hell happened to my phone.
Back to an afternoon game.
Yeah, as the mid games.
My apologies. Colts, Bears, kind of a snooze fest. Neither team really got it going. The jokes are out about Nick Foles only being able to do anything when he is a backup.
When he gets the starting job, it's all over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bills, Raiders. The Bills look real good. The Raiders, they're gonna be right in the middle of the pack this year. They're probably not gonna make the playoffs, but they're gonna be right there.
Yeah, I think the Bills are going to take that AFC North or East or whatever they are.
It was another poor showing by Josh Jacobs. I know I've talked to you a couple weeks about Josh Jacobs. Getting a little worried yet there, Dalton?
A little bit, but I mean, I don't have any other option besides to just keep trotting him out there every week. I have a lot of Josh Jacobs stake. I have him in all my leagues, I believe. So I just got to keep trotting him out there.
I'll trade you Tyler Lockett for Josh Jacobs, straight up.
Sir, you can go fuck yourself.
There's the
What?
curse word.
No, I don't. That was my third one.
Hey, Tyler Lockett's the number 4 receiver in the league, and you're not going to do that?
Not anymore.
No, that's what it says.
I'm just gonna let you die on no running back island over there. How about that?
Come on, man.
All right.
I still got Kamara.
Yeah, that's true. You still got Camaro. Hey, where'd your beautiful face go?
Sorry,
Those flowing locks.
I was looking at my fantasy.
Were you looking at Jalen Ramsey's stripper girlfriend or what?
No, I didn't get that far.
All right.
I do have the video pulled up whenever we come back.
All right, Eagles, Niners.
Gross.
Yeah,
Eagles suck.
they're so
Carson
bad.
Wentz, trash.
So bad.
Even though the Eagles did win.
Now, yeah, they did. And I, to be honest with you, I can't put this all on Carson Wentz. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to their offensive line.
Oh, they're doo-doo.
They're so bad.
That's the nicest way to say it. They're doo-doo.
And they just lost their starting left tackle just got put on injured reserve too.
Lane Johnson?
Nope. Jason Peters.
Peters.
Yep. Lane Johnson left it during that game. He did return. He was like on and off the field the whole time. He does not look like the man they paid. And the whole thing is just a fucking mess, man. They might as well trade away whatever they have left on the offensive side of the ball for some linemen or something. I don't know. I don't know how you fix the Eagles right now. I don't get paid to do it.
I believe Carson Wentz has 11 turnovers through 4 games.
Yes.
Holy fuck.
7 picks and 4 fumbles.
They do have that Jalen Hurts package. I don't know if you guys saw that, but they put him on speed options and triple options and some Wildcat stuff. Fumble the snap. Albeit, as someone who used to play center when I was really little. I really shouldn't even say that in public. But the snap wasn't great. I'm not going to put it all on Jalen. It was towards the right. The play was going left. He really didn't have a chance on that snap. All right. Patriots, Chiefs.
Didn't watch it.
You didn't need to. Patrick Mahomes deals. And
I had a terrible headache, and I got home, and I went straight to bed.
As a Patriots fan, you might have wanted to watch it because you knew it wasn't going to be a Cam Newton game, so you might have wanted to see what you had in Brian Hoyer and Jared Stidham. No. Don't worry. I'll clue you in. Nothing.
Didn't miss much.
I seen both of them, there was a total of 3 picks. I looked at the stats afterwards, but.
What number does Brian Hoyer wear? Is it 6?
2.
2? He wears 2? 2 plus 4 equals 0. All right.
2 plus 4 equals 0.
Jared Stidham ain't going to do much next week either.
No.
If he gets to start.
There are reports that Cam may play.
Go
ahead, sorry.
I hope Cam plays, man, because these other 2 guys are trash, and never in a million years I think that'd ever come out of my mouth right now. But
Hoyer moved the offense at least. The offense moved with Hoyer.
Damian Harris moved the offense.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, Harris is bad.
Rewatch those highlights again. It was kind of like 2 yards in a cloud of dust outside of 2 big rushes. But, I mean, hey, if they keep doing that, I'm good with it. I got that dude on my team.
Well, maybe more along the lines of the running backs moved it between James White, Rex Burkhead, and Damian.
I'll trade you Damian Harris for Tyler Lockett.
I might have been born at night, but I wasn't born yesterday.
Close enough on that saying. All right, Falcons, Packers. The Packers look like a top 5 team in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers is pissed.
By the way, did you see what Aaron Rodgers said today on the Pat McAfee show?
No, please tell me.
Oh, my God. He lit the world on fire today. So I guess Rodgers has been coming on McAfee's show every week the past couple weeks. And they were like, McAfee was like, everyone said you were going to have a down year, a bad year. And quote, Rodgers says, well, when I have a down year, that's most quarterbacks' career best year. and then McAfee went nuts. And he's like, I'm just telling you the facts, bro. Oh, so funny. You have to check that out too.
Did he pull the Cousins? You like that?
It was so funny. No, McAfee got up out of his chair and was just, he was all over the place. It was great.
I forgot to do this live reaction. I looked over, saw my double screens. By the way, if you haven't done that yet, if you got a room where you can set up 2 TVs and watch sports, this is the best thing that's ever existed. LeBron's driving to the hoop. Hero gets out of the way. Looks like he flops a little bit. LeBron just fucking, and that's when I
flopped on that.
Yeah, I thought in my head, mama, there goes that man. All right, and with that, I think this would be a good time to take a break. We've been going about a half hour. Enjoy these tunes. We'll be right back. Going to go refill the whiskey. In 5, 4.
I'm already rolling, baby.
All right. Glad you guys enjoyed that break and that music. I'm not sure what audio played this week. It was whatever I was feeling. All right, let's return back to the show first, though. What the fuck was that, Luke? Oh, my God. All right. Uncle, he farted. Uncle Luke's farting in the microphone outside smoking a cigarette. Zach and I are being classy men, drinking whiskey. I asked Luke during the break if he couldn't self-control his drinking on his work nights because he's a 20-year-old sorority girl, and he said about 50%.
Yeah, I think it's more like a 60-40.
60-40, 20-year-old sorority girl. All right. Zach, go ahead and pull up that clip. Let's live react to this together.
All right. I just reloaded, so I got some better clarity.
And for those who didn't know, this will likely be the first time you're seeing us on YouTube, as Zach has finally decided to pull the trigger and put these videos up.
All right.
We'll see how the quality turns out on that. We're not 100% sure.
Yeah. See it?
Yep, we can see it. Go ahead and make that full screen, would you?
This is where it might get a little fuzzy. We'll see.
All right. We got Jalen Ramsey and Golden Tate. Oh. Are they on the ground there in the middle?
Yeah, right there.
Is yours playing it? Like mine's just like lagging out.
Yeah, you might have to exit out. I'm sorry for making it go full screen and restart it. I apologize. One more time.
All right.
It looks like pictures.
Yeah, well, I feel like there's only like a good 20 seconds of it.
All right, this is a much better view. All right, there we go. Jesus. Oh, that's Ramsey there being held back, or no? No.
They got it
in the middle.
right there. They started pushing each other. This is after the game. They met at midfield and started going for it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you for that.
Expecting a little more Andre Johnson, Finnegan.
Yeah.
Shit, but
Still the all-time best NFL fight, in my opinion.
Oh, awesome fight.
best backstory, I guess.
Yeah, because Johnson's not that type of dude. That's what made that so cool.
These two had some bad blood.
Yep. All right. Moving on down the line. Let's go back to the review the matchups that were.
Yeah, here we go.
All right, we'll save ours for last, Zach. What do you say?
Let's do it.
First one up, we got the Brink Stewart, that is, taking on Heath. The Brink puts up 127. Heath has a stinker of a week, 71 points. That's pretty bad. A quarter of his points came from Russell Wilson.
Yeah, that's a rough one. I definitely updated the Hall of Records. That is the low score of the year so far.
Wow. Not the lowest score all time. I think we had a 50-pointer last week, right?
No, he's the low score of the year. I can't remember off the top of my head what the low score of the league history is, though.
I think it's like 52 or something.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, Zach, go ahead and grab the next game.
All right, I'm reloading here.
All right, I'll get the next game.
Yeah, sorry.
We got
I had the video up. I had to change screens.
You're all right. We're producing this on the fly. We got Dark Horse with the highest score of the week, 174.50 to Blaster, 160.16. Blaster picks up great score. He's the highest scoring team in his division, and yet he's sitting at 1-3. Looks like Adam Thielen going off, and that Sunday night, George Kittle, 40 points, 40 burger. That sealed the deal.
Exactly. The Dark Horse having a good year. We'll see if he can keep that up. I mean, especially with Kittle coming back, that's definitely going to be a main piece into his lineup every week.
As long as C.J. Beathard keeps playing, Kittle's going to be the number one tight end without a doubt.
Jimmy G should be back this week, hopefully. Either way, like they're not going to trot out Nick Mullins, I don't think.
No, Debo's back, but I'm sure he's going to start slow.
Yeah, they're kind of working him in a little bit. We'll see how that progresses. That offense, like they're working in Brandon Ayuk a little bit. They're kind of using him the same way Debo was. Like they're just getting him in space and
see what happens.
And they're just getting him in playmaker space. So,
Luke, what did you think about that hurdle by Brandon Ayuk?
Nice.
I seen the highlight, and I mean, I got pretty high on that one.
Did you see the Joe Mixon hurdle and then got creamed in the end zone?
Yeah, that was a pretty nice play.
I've seen that one.
And then he got up, and I think he flexed on him.
If anybody wants to know who the best wife is, my Sarah just brought me a big bowl of popcorn.
That's what's up. Hey, Sarah. Oh,
awesome.
Siri's trying to do stuff on my phone. What the hell?
I'm
sure that happens all the time in your house.
Thank you.
All right.
Where's my popcorn?
I don't know. It's good.
It's at the store. Jubal knocks Drew to 0-4, 138 to 109. Drew just cannot find the right recipe to figure this stuff out. I mean, it doesn't help that he's still got Jalen Reagor and Josh Gordon on his bench.
We will see how that works out, especially after the trade that just went through. We'll see. We'll talk about that in the next segment. But
if I was Drew, I probably wouldn't have started Laviska Shenault over I probably would have started him over Sammy Watkins based on the matchup, and that's it. Because Shenault has been going off lately.
He has. He's been playing pretty well. All right, in the other matchup, we have Lean. Battle of the 0-3 teams. Lean gets his win against Patrick. Drops Patrick to 0-4. Patrick is definitely had the hardest road the first 4 weeks. He has the toughest schedule. He's played a top 3 scoring team each of the first couple weeks. Still has great depth on his team, especially with Nick Chubb going down. He's got Kareem Hunt. That's going to help him going forward. He's got James Robinson. He's got some good pieces. We keep saying that every week. But I definitely believe in his team. Pat's been, a champion in the past, and he's going to keep chugging along.
If I was Pat, I would definitely go after the Packers tight end this week. He's got Gesicki and Fant. Gesicki only scores 2.5. Fant, he got hurt in this game. He only scores 8.5. He's questionable for week 5. And then Pat's very lucky he picked up James Robinson. That turned out to pan out very well.
Very good.
He just needs Mostert to come back, and he's going to need some running back help. He's probably targeting one of the top running backs this week.
All right, Luke, do you want to break down the game that was the 2 undefeated teams, you versus Cole?
Cole, you can still suck it. Go fuck yourself. That shit was a fluke. I didn't know my guys were taking the day off. It's bullshit. Yeah, you got lucky.
Luke,
hard-hitting analysis right there.
Did you listen to the podcast last week?
No.
I told you what I was going to bring up. I told everybody that you texted me after you won when Kamara and Lockett went nuts. I said, Luke said Just order my Kamara jersey right now. And look what happened. Look what happened.
I was talking shit I was trying to trade Zach Chubbs. He was like, "Oh, I'll give you OBJ and something." And I was like, "OBJ sucks," and then he goes off for 3 touchdowns. And then my guy gets hurt. It's like, what the fuck?
Karma, man, you need to stop talking so much shit in the public.
I thought it was work. I wasn't talking shit on Facebook.
You sent it privately to your brother, and then he outed you on a semi-public forum, and now look at you. You lost.
All right.
All right.
You want to break down the last game of the week?
Speaking of Odell Beckham Jr., he scores 38 on me. Doesn't matter. I still put up second highest scoring of the week. Dak and Amari go off in garbage time. Between the two of them, that's 70 points, man. That's insane.
Yeah, after that, I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah. Jefferson, that turned out to be a good play for me. I think I left 2 points on the bench this week. No, sorry. 6 points.
Yep. And like I said, I stacked Rams earlier, and their offense was anemic, so kind of right on the wall.
Deontay Johnson, Jonnu Smith, Derrick Henry being out. Earlier before we aired. Oh yeah, that's right. You had Devontae Adams starting. Oh wait, you had time to switch him out because I traded you James White.
I did.
Oh yeah. We had a pretty fair trade. To me, it was kind of like a baseball trade. Zach needed somebody who was MLB ready, and I needed a prospect, so we flipped him.
Yep, I needed the floor of James White just in case. It didn't matter. So,
hey, the floor of Todd Gurley's not looking so bad right now.
The ceiling's still pretty limited.
Listen, if you subtract his 2 touchdowns, he had 7 points.
It was awful.
That's terrible. He scored 2 touchdowns when I didn't need him. Nevertheless, I'm rolling him out again this week because he's got another cake matchup up against Carolina, who gives up the second most points to running backs so far this season.
Yep.
So Todd Gurley, just get in the end zone, my man. All right, and that wraps up those 5 those matchups. Zach, before we preview next week, is there anything you'd like to bring to this episode? Is there anything you researched or anything like that? Because I know you had something last week.
Yeah, I was going to. I just never got to it. I was going to research how many times trades occurred between opponents in the same week.
Oh,
there's nothing that came off off my memory except the one obviously that Dalton and I just did. That's what brought it up last week. It's definitely hard to trade, obviously, but it's even harder to trade someone that you're playing against. And Dalton and I definitely worked that scenario out where it didn't really make much of a difference. I had two I would call them 2 elite level handcuffs with Madison and Tony Pollard. And I was at the point where
you didn't know what was going to happen.
Well, I just couldn't stash 2 of them anymore. I needed to have at least a little bit more depth at that running back position. Because like I said, I had Devonta Freeman and J.K. Dobbins were my next in line.
James White did what he's supposed to, though, didn't he?
Yeah,
he scored 10 points.
40 yards.
Yeah, that's what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, that's his floor, 10 points.
Luke, do you have anything to add?
If any of my players are watching this, please show up this week. I can't lose to Zach. So yeah, I'm talking to you, Marvin's Jones. I'm talking to you.
Hey, Luke, I'll let you know.
John
Jones is not playing this week. He's on a bye.
Who? Oh yeah, that's right. He's on. Yeah, fuck. AJ Brown, John Brown. Just 15 points. That's all I'm asking.
All right. Currently in the Dale Brennan Bowl, which is your guys' matchup, your big brother holds the lead at 4-3.
Hopefully I can tie it up.
There you go. Thank you for not talking shit. You might actually have a shot this time. All right. I thought we would do something to Zach. You still are keeping track of our board bets, right?
Correct. We need to discuss.
All right. What are we discussing?
I'm a little indifferent. I know I listen to obviously that ESPN.
I know what you're trying to do right here.
I want points per
Go
game
ahead.
because Alan Lazar's out indefinitely.
On what?
That's not fair. Or we can wash him. I mean, like he's
No.
out indefinitely. Like
A bet's a bet.
that's
Bet's a bet.
we need to do something. That's just
You want to do something? All right. I got something for you. You ready?
let's hear it.
All right. So I thought to put a little more extra on these bets because we have such a large prize on the line. Luke, if you didn't know, if your brother wins the bets for the season, I have to grow out a beard and my hair for an entire month. And I don't know if you've checked, but I'm pretty damn bald.
Hey, speaking of like bets and stuff, so what's going to happen to the Cali Bowl now that Matt's out?
So that's just on
Who's taking
standstill
that?
because Matt's probably coming back.
You think Matt's going to come back next year?
Yeah, he's Brett Favre, bro.
He's Brett Favre.
And if your brother loses the bets for the year, then he has to wear a mustache for an entire month.
He's going to have to do the Gardner Minshew.
I mean, no, I think he's got to rock my style of mustache.
You got to give me.
Mustache, yeah.
Yeah, that would. I'd look good in a handlebar there.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
care what
look-
kind of mustache you do. Actually,
Do,
you know what?
do the Gardner Minshew. I want to do it so bad.
All right, so I thought to mix it up, I'd start giving you 3 rando bets a week. All right,
Really?
it's going to be kind of like the red zone for the Sunday Fantasy Focus show or whatever,
Yeah.
and it's going to be they're going to be weird. All right,
Yeah, but
they're going to be kind of zany.
you got to pick your side
week
first
bets.
or what?
It doesn't matter. We can go alternate if you'd like. We can flip a coin or have your brother pick who goes first, and then we'll go alternate. So here's the deal. We can both pick the same side.
True.
You know what I mean?
So are you okay? Are you going to give me
All right.
Lazard points per game or no?
No, I'm not.
Then it's a wash.
You just better hope he comes back.
It's got to be a healthy receiver. Like you can't predict injuries. Come on.
No, you can't. We made that bet fully being aware of that. There was no clause in there unless you wrote one down later after the fact.
That's most bets.
I got a lawyer that can look into it.
If I'm winning by 1 going into the last week, then we'll do 5 of these rando bets. How about that? Because each one of these bets will count as 1 point towards the final total.
How about you?
All right?
We'll trade every other week. You come up with 3, then I'll do 3.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Yeah. All right, you ready for the inaugural rando bet?
All right,
Luke,
let me write these down.
You can participate in this as well if you'd like.
Okay.
All right. I really like this first one. So, like we said, you got 2 + 4 = 0, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you got, we don't know if it's going to be Drew Lock, Brett Ripien, or Jeff Driscoll, right? Broncos, Patriots are playing each other. More passing touchdowns, Broncos or Patriots? Passing touchdowns.
I'm going to say Broncos.
Broncos.
I'll take the Patriots just to be on the other side. And if they tie, then it's a push.
Yeah.
Is it bad that I'm betting against my team?
Well, you just think that they're going to run the ball a bunch.
And it's past.
Yeah.
touchdowns, correct.
Yeah, passing touchdowns. If they tie, it's a push.
Okay, I'm good with that.
All right. Most fantasy points to tight ends. Seahawks or Buccaneers? Combined total amongst all the tight ends. Most fantasy points to tight ends. Seahawks or Buccaneers?
I'm going to say Bucks.
No.
Seahawks.
Buccaneers.
All right. I'm going contrarian on both of these. We'll see how this goes. Make sure you're writing down Luke's too, because I'm going to be curious to see what happens.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Matt, feel free to play along on this one.
What happens if I lose?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
It's just going to be fun to track.
So just
Okay.
total points. Okay.
Total points to the tight end group. Yep. All right. This one's going to hit home a little bit for Zach. And Zach, you get to pick first because you picked first, then last. This will be first.
Yep.
All right. More carries. More rushing carries. James Conner or Benny Snell? Look at the stats this week. It's close.
James Conner.
Did you hear that, Luke?
Yeah, James Conner for sure.
All right. I'm going Benny Snell.
Okay.
I took the opposite of you the whole way, so this worked out great.
All right. I'm still – I don't like that Alan Lazard thing. That's whatever.
We can talk about that later. I might change my mind. For now, I like making you eat it.
All right, let's move on to the matchups that matter this week.
All right, the matchups that matter.
All right, we have early projections, obviously. Oh, before we get going, start of the week, a trade did go through pretty quickly. I'm glad everybody got their votes in. Drew finally was able to sell Patrick Mahomes. Luke is pretty upset that I have Patrick Mahomes since we were playing this week. We'll go over that in just a little bit.
Whoa. Breaking news. What's going on with the Raiders this week?
They moved a person to their COVID list, but they didn't say he was positive.
All of a sudden, my Patriots and my Raiders are on buys this week on the fantasy app. Can we pull this up real quick?
I'm looking right now.
Let me zoom over to Roto World.
I got Roto World up right now. There's nothing on Roto World.
Well, what the hell, man?
Well, it's just the app, man. Don't worry about it. Your Patriots and who?
Liable Patriots and Raiders. Liable to give me a fucking heart attack.
Okay, let me look. Let me pull up your matchup. There. It says nothing on the website. It's just the app glitching out.
Oh, all right.
All right, matchups that matter. We have Lean, the 1-3 Redskins for life versus the undefeated 4-0 Cole. Show me the money. Early projections have Cole with the win, 144-64 to 123-25. Got to change some buys out, so we'll see how it goes. Cole is definitely on a roll. He's the toilet seat reigning champ. He went 4-9 last year. Already got 4 wins this year, the remaining undefeated team.
All right, I think my app's glitching out a little bit, but early projections has Patrick over the two-time champion, 127 to 98.
Over the what?
Not Blaster, two-time champion Jubal Sackett. Patrick is currently projected to beat the two-time champion.
I think you're on the wrong week, man. This is week 5.
Oh.
That's why it says they're on a bye.
Yeah.
Because you play Patrick this week.
All right.
All right, Dalton.
I'll bring
the bourbon down.
All right, early projections. We have Dalton at 2-2. Patrick looking for his first win at 0-4. This is the last week of conference play for the first part of the year. It's nice to get a couple wins against your conference because you're going to be playing them a couple guys twice. Early projections have Dalton pretty much in a landslide victory right now, 147 to 106, but Pat's got some bye weeks and some injuries he's got to work out.
He might be riding the mustache this week.
He might be.
Yeah, because he's got Carson Wentz on his bench right now, Gardner starting. He's still got to move Kenny Golladay over. Hopefully Chris Godwin plays for him. If not, Slayton's got a hell of a matchup.
He does.
I would assume he's going to drop Gesicki out, put Slayton in, and then throw Godwin up there.
Yeah, he's got to have a tight end, though.
I don't know why Pat's carrying 2 kickers right now, if he just likes Korea or what. I'm not sure.
All right, we got the 0-4 one-hit wonders in Drew against Blaster, 1-3. Blaster is going to have a heck of a time filling some spots. Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Jones both on a bye as 2 top scorers. Early projections have Drew because Blaster has not moved those guys out of his lineup yet. We'll see what Blaster does. He only has one quarterback on his roster. He's going to have to make some moves. So we'll see what happens there. Drew trying to get a few of his new pieces in the lineup. We'll see how that goes.
2, 3, and 1 matchups. We got Dark Horse facing off against Heath. Dark Horse is projected to win that one, 139 to 102. If I had to put my money on any game this week, it would be this one. I think Dark Horse is going to take this because Eckler just got knocked out for a considerable amount of time. Although he can just throw Josh Kelly in there and pray.
Yep. He can.
Go ahead.
All right. One other matchup here. We have 3-1 Jubal Sackett and Stuart Brinkman. 3-1 versus 2-2. Early projections have Stuart Brinkman with the win, but that's only because Sackett has dropped 3 key pieces in his lineup. He dropped his quarterback, his kicker, and his defense prior to waivers. So we'll have to see what he does going into this final week.
How do you do that?
What?
Did he just drop him outright?
He just dropped him outright.
How weird.
But that
Stafford, Crosby, Bengals.
Yep. So he's probably hoping Cam's coming back. So we'll see what he does on waivers. Obviously, he's gonna have to get a quarterback, kicker, and a defense.
It's not fair to even mention the matchup so far in terms of projected points.
No.
All right, moving on. You got the Dale Brennan Bowl, 138.
Who's Dale? Who's Dale and who's Brennan? I need to know.
Step Brothers, that's your favorite movie. What the hell are you talking about?
No, are you Dale or am I Brennan or am I Dale and you're Brennan?
I don't know.
I know.
Which one's which again? Will Ferrell's Brennan, right?
Yeah.
I think Zach's
you're Brennan, Luke.
Oh, okay.
I gotta be Brennan.
You're the balls on the drum set.
You're a moment.
That's right.
All right, current projections has Zach taking the victory 138 to 127. Luke, I'd save your trash talk for your own head. Looks like Marvin Jones, DeAndre Swift, Nick Chubb are all out. You're going to have some issues if A.J. Brown can't suit it up. I'm assuming you don't have to tell us this. Assuming you're going after somebody on the waiver wire because I wouldn't want to start Dion Lewis if I were you.
You might have to.
What running backs on the waiver wire, man? What running backs?
That's for you to find out.
There ain't shit.
No, we don't have to do that. Zach, do you want to bring up the waiver report? We can take a look at that.
Yeah, the waiver report from last week. Sorry, I should have had that up.
You're all right. We had Luke. If you'd actually tune in while you're working / not working, if you'd actually put on this podcast, we've been given some waiver hints to the entire league.
Oh no shit!
Yeah, I mean a day late, but
yeah.
The
waiver report from last week. There were
Tanyan.
I told you last week.
Tanyan. If you listened last week, Zach gave you Tanyan.
I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking.
10 free agent pickups last week. We had Dalton Schultz, $171 to Sackett. Worked out pretty well. Sackett also spent $140 on Jeff Wilson. That did not work out.
No.
Dalton then spent $101 on Rodrigo Blankenship.
Number 2 kicker in the league, baby. You know we love kickers.
Then Sackett spent another $81 on T. Higgins.
That worked out, but then he dropped him again.
Okay. I spent $57 on a quarterback that scored 11.5 points. So that did not work out. Dark Horse spent $46 on Brian Hill. And we had 3 $0 bids: Joe Burrow to Dalton, Tyler Eifert to Drew, and Scotty Miller to Heath.
Scotty Miller, did he play him? Because Scotty Miller had a great game. If he would have played him, that would have been a heady play. Tyler Eifert is back out there on the waiver wire if anybody's looking for a tight end that's not going to score any points.
I already got one of them.
Going back to the trade, I received Patrick Mahomes. I then traded Odell Beckham Jr. and Devontae Freeman to Drew. And in direct correspondence, it looked like I'm trying to look. Drew then dropped Jalen Rager to fill that roster spot.
Finally. I mean, I know I drafted that pick for him, and it was actually a good decision where the draft pick was, but he didn't have to hold on to it just to appease me.
So we will see how that trade works out. I get to roll out my new toy and Patrick Mahomes this week, so hopefully.
I hope it bites you in the ass.
You could. I'm not.
That's all I'm going to say.
If it bites me in the ass, it bites me in the ass.
How is Patrick Mahomes like the best quarterback of the next generation going to bite him in the ass? Please enlighten me.
It's not the Patrick Mahomes thing. I think it's. I'm hoping it's the OBJ thing.
Especially against Las Vegas.
I don't know. I hope it bites you in the ass.
And with that, does anybody have anything else to add? I think this has been a pretty damn good show.
Not too bad. I mean, we're a quarter way through the season. Everybody that's at least 500 is in the playoff mix right now. Again, this is the last week of division play. And then the following 6 weeks are outside the division. We'll see which division becomes more dominant.
We know the answer to that.
Don't get too cocky there, Dalton. All three of us are in the same division. We need some help.
We know the answer to that, and that's the reason why so many of us have shit records, because we're all facing each other.
That is how it usually goes.
All right. Anyway, I better stop right there and not actually say specifics. On that note, thank you once again, Matthew, for tuning into this episode, because I don't know who else is listening. We're going to get everybody on this show that wants to be. I would like to get everybody. I've really, really enjoyed the format of this show this year. It's been a lot easier to just free flow and kind of just hang out with you guys than when I was really having to force myself into trying to make a decent show. If you stopped listening last year because it got old, tune back in. It's great. All right. Great stretch, and I better drink some more. And with that, thank you once again. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Later.